Welcome to Bible Logos. My name is Robin Carter and I'm your broadcast host. Today I'm excited to introduce part 1 of the message, Sometimes You Need to Scream and Holler. Please like and share this message on social media with your friends and family. All right, here's part 1 of Sometimes You Need to Scream and Holler.
Let us stand to our feet and turn to the book of Mark. We're going to the 10th chapter, commencing with verse 46, ending with verse 52. If you have it, say amen. If you don't have it, say wait. Mark chapter 10, verse 46 says, Now they came to Jericho. As he went out of Jericho with his disciples, and a great multitude, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the road begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Then many warned him to be quiet, but he cried out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. So Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. Then they called the blind man, saying to him, Be of good cheer, rise, he is calling you. And throwing aside his garment, he rose and came to Jesus. And so Jesus answered and said to him, What do you want me to do for you? The blind man said to him, Rabboni, that I may receive my sight. Then Jesus said to him, Go your way. Your faith has made you well. And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus on the road. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. I got about 50 minutes, so let me cut across this field real quick. 50 minutes of material to do in 25 minutes, so let me cut across this field. If I could put a topic on this, I would say, sometimes you gotta scream and holler. Biologically, it happens. When the mouth opens, air rushes through the mouth, down the esophagus, filling the lung cavity with air, pressing down on the diaphragm, causing hot air to rush back up past the vocal cords and the voice box, and a loud sound is made. We call that a scream. Scream is often instinctive of a reflex action with a strong emotional aspect to fear, pain, surprise, joy, or anger. We call that a scream. And for those of you moviegoers who partake in the horror genre of cinema, you are familiar with the goal of the director. Whether we go all the way back to Alfred Hitchcock, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, or more modern films like Insidious or Paranormal Activity or A Quiet Place. The primary purpose is to get you to scream. And the funny thing is about it is when that sudden surprise catches you by or off guard, nobody has to have scream rehearsal. It just involuntarily comes out. Do I have a witness here? It happens at Thunder Valley and Red Hawk and in Las Vegas. I don't know from experience. I'm telling you what I heard. Because from what I understand, every day and night, you can walk by a casino on your way to a concert or dinner or brunch, and you can hear folks screaming. And the interesting thing is that no one has to prompt them. No one has to push them. No one has to give them a pep talk. No one has to cheer them up in order to scream, because when that dollar turns into thousands of dollars, somebody wants to holler and throw up both their hands. It happens at the concert. Just recently, Uncle Charlie Wilson was at Thunder Valley, and I think Kool and the Gang was at California State Fair. And each respective band or headliner had what they call a warm-up act, which ain't nobody really paying attention to. But just as soon as Uncle Charlie and Kool and the Gang hit their respective stages, some of y'all went live on Facebook, and I heard a whole lot of screaming. Watch this. There used to be a time when screams of passion and prayer, restoration and deliverance, screams of thanksgiving, praise took place in the hallowed halls of the church. Dr. Riggins Earl chronicles in his book, Dark Symbols and Obscure Signs, the history of the church in this country as placed here by God through the lineage of our heritage. Dr. Riggins Earl said our ancestors were people who were passionate about their calling out to the God they loved. They didn't worship in beautiful cathedrals. They didn't worship in buildings with modern architectural design, with theatrical lighting and padded pews and amplified sound. No, they worshiped in the woods with sheets thrown over the trees with a big steel pot in the middle to bring the sound back. And the reason why they did this is because they came to scream. Some of you remember the old school church when the women wore hats not to look good or make a fashion statement. Some of them just like to have their head covered. Do I have a witness here? And some of you remember the buildings with no central air conditioning. You had to open up all the windows and the doors to get a breeze for the worship experience.
Welcome back. We're just getting started, but I'm already excited about the word. Tune in tomorrow for part 2 of the message, Sometimes You Need to Scream and Holler. I'm Robin Carter, and I want you to remember that the sower sows the word. And therefore, it is with the same measure you meet that it shall be measured unto you again.